You know, another thing I need to check actually is, do I have enough room? Yeah, 88 gigs. I can clean that out in the middle. That's fine. Now, let's actually go through the process. So I'm going to be using this stream to kind of... Hold up. I forgot to turn emotes off. There we go. And I accidentally clicked on TeamSpeak there. Turn that off. I'm going to just use this stream as a preliminary stream to see if this is going to be a good map. And I think it is. I just have to determine 2 different spawn points. And I think that's going to be a-okay for the most part. I don't want to ship insert. And a ground-based insert's going to be too much because of the tunnels. And then up here is all mountainous. It does make this tough. This is all open mountainside with limited to no cover. The only other idea I have is mountain wilderness for this one. Unless I have the spawns go right on top of each other, but even then. What kills it for me is this ridge. That just kind of divides the map in half. No, we're not going to get giant fluffers here. I'm just trying to think if this is going to be viable. Okay, let's say Op4 gets shafted and they get the ridge. So let's say... Okay, that's a lake. I can't do that. Alright, this is a decent staging point in itself, so let's say there. So let me explain what I'm trying to do. For this next MCO, it's going to be 2 separate factions working to achieve the same thing. It's not going to be direct PvP against them, against each other. They're going to be fighting a third party. But I'm trying to set this up so it's just like a PvE, but I don't know how to describe it. Basically 2 factions fighting a third faction, but a competition to see who can get to the end first. I'm just going to put an obligatory marker down for now. Let me set up some green markers here. Here, so the end game position is going to be about right there. So let me measure this. $13.5.
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
15. Because trigonometry. So it would actually be more even Then again, they're not going to know the final position. So distance doesn't matter. Which means I can't stream the aft development part. But you know what? Something like this. Let me just find a decent area for Op4 to be set up. I just want a flat spot for them to set up like helicopters. I could clear this part out, for example, and that's like right next to it. So we could do something like that. And then cover map-wise, it would be the entirety of the map here. But yeah, okay, so yes, Op4 is going to have to cross the ridge. But I could rig the objectives so it's only like the final 2 or 3 are going to be intertwined, which I'm willing to put off. But both of them have a land route in. Blue 4 gets a little shafted here because they have to follow the coast here, but they can run right into Op4. But yeah, then we can put the finalized objectives there. Okay. That works. Yes, I did echo. We're actually going to have a Baneblade op tomorrow in TSB. I'm going to make another Warhammer 40k armor only op. So now, what's a good year? Let's do 1973.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
Jess asks, thanks for the tier 1 sub, my man. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario where we're just doing some dev stuff. 1969? Yeah, no, actually, that's even better. I like that one more. You're right. Now, I need to look up what the Soviets' main equipment was and the U.S.'s main equipment was in 1969. So, let's see. M16A1. That's the best I can get. So the M16 was produced in 1963, going up to the present. So, cool. Now, I should have a standard 1969 in 3CB. Factions. Oh my god, just let me get to the arsenal. So M16. Which we get a basic Colt carbine, the M16A1. Alright, cool. So with 3CB we would have that. And now let me look up the AKM. AKM Wikipedia, that was 1959, entered service. Yeah, okay. So it would be up to 1977. So it would be AKMs and M16s. So US would be more Vietnam era. I'd have to do a little more research on the Soviet era, but I'm pretty sure Makarov sent me some kits in that regard. But let me do a nice little weapon testing. This is gonna be a extraterrestrial thing. I haven't decided which mods I'm gonna use for it just yet. I have an idea though, but I'm not gonna spoil anything because that side of the development, because this is gonna be an actual competition of who can get to the final position first. It would be entirely unfair if I showed you guys the exact position of that, and I haven't even gotten to that phase yet. So, you know, makes sense, right? And then, so Blue 4 is going to be one side, Op 4 is going to be another. I mean, it doesn't matter which one I do. And since this is also a bit of a competition, I kind of want to make it fair across both groups. So if I do an M14, I have to have an equivalent, you know? I feel you, Falcon. So I gotta look it up, but I'm pretty sure they would have an SVD at this time. Yeah, the Dragunov. 1963, yeah. So, what would have been the U.S.'s marksman rifle around that time? Because I could do an M14 and give it a 10-round magazine to even it out, with like an MOS or something. But I'm trying, like, does anyone know what else? Yeah, it would probably be the M14. That's what I'm thinking. So, I mean, with that level of scope, I think to even it out, we would do... See, here's the thing, though. Again, I want to even it out. The issue with the M24 is that it is a bolt-action marksman rifle. I wouldn't want to put a bolt-action on one side and a semi-automatic on the other. And the 1903, I'm pretty sure that's a Springfield, right? That would also be a bolt-action. I would, again, for balancing reasons, probably want to do an M14 with a 10-round magazine. We'd probably have to use the vanilla ones at that point, which I'm fine with, but I think the proper scope to even it out would be an MOS, which we can't put on that thing, so I'd have to use the Livonian one and just state for the record that that's what they have. Unless I can find... Yeah, so that one doesn't have anything. We could do an RIS mount. I know I need a rail goober. Oh no, the railed version, can that one do the MOS? Yeah. And I mean, just looking at it, that's 5 times magnification. And that's about 2.9. Okay. So actually, it would be even to give an ARD scope on it. Which, again, like, so there's going to be some sacrifices I'm going to make for realism for the sake of just letting, like, keeping it even. Because I want, when I make something that's even close to PvP, I want to keep it as even as possible. The difficulty we're going to run into now is the sacrifice of historical accuracy so I can make it an even style thing. And the only thing I can see here... Yeah, that's two. Yeah, so I mean a 2.9 versus a 2.9. That's the best you're gonna get, in all honesty. So I'll keep it that way for now. Here's a follow-up question. Did we have M16s with grenade launchers yet? I don't think so. We have the A2, but that wasn't till around 87. It's not going to be PvP, though. That's not the point. I'm trying to make both factions even to fight a third-party entity. Just as do ! Discord. You will have to do a little bit of digging, but there's a few different things for that. So now I gotta think. I know the machine guns are gonna be completely imbalanced, though. Actually, no. No. Yes, no, it'll be fine. Do I have an M60? Please tell me I have an M60. Yes. I only have 100-round boxes for it, though. So, you know what? I might actually make some slight indifferences, because, again, I just talked myself into being an idiot. This isn't pure PvP like what I know, how I would normally balance this. I can have some indifferences because it's not meant to be PvP. It's just both sides I want to make even. So, actually, no, we are going to actually... favor historical accuracy, which means I will do an M21. Yeah, 1968. When did it enter service, though? $1968. Okay, yeah, so this would be accurate for the time. Gives them a pretty hefty advantage, though, with that magnification, but... I think I'm only going to make the marksman at the platoon level, though. So it doesn't really matter. Just, you know, like one scout element, give or take. But one of the big advantages... Let me look it up. PKM. Oh, yeah. PKM was 1969. Yeah, so... That's when it was produced and when it entered service. So... I would have a PKM and an RPD. Yeah, exactly, Tootie. Then again, did the US have a light machine gun at this point? Because the M60 would be classed as a medium machine gun. So, I'm trying to think. I still want to keep it even, because if I'm going to apply machine guns at the squad level, I want them to be simple. No GM, because I'm not going to ask people to get global mobilization. And plus, GM is more around the assets used around the German sides. They have some other stuff, but this would be 1969. How are my heli piloting skills? Below average to average, I would say. Yeah, 249 is 1970. That's too late. I know, I'm saying in modern times, the PKM and the M60 are considered a medium machine gun, but at the time of usage, it was just known as their support weapon. What I could also do is I could have a static group, like a weapon squad, instead have backpack statics. I think that would actually be a really cool idea, too. I just have to bring everything in. How are you getting waterboarding? Derp, I've got a highlight coming out soon that'll actually showcase that. Funny enough. Here, I'm going to do secondaries real quick. That one's actually pretty easy to do. We have literally a PM on one side and a 1911 on the other. But I'm trying to think, what other weapons would be good for this? No, so I already looked. The GL variant, we don't have any on the M16A1s, so I can't use them. Regardless of it, so if it was historically accurate, I like to keep the MCO mod set small, and I want to leave the rest of the room in my mod set for the third-party faction. I'm looking up the 240 right now, Falcon. It was in service from You're right, it was designed in the 50s, but it wasn't put into service until the late 1970s because the M60 was in use. Therefore, I'm not going to use it. I want this to be somewhat historically accurate because otherwise I have a bunch of people in chat at me, and I don't feel like dealing with that. And this is US versus Soviet Union, so we wouldn't see fouls. The M20... Let me look at that real quick. What does that look like? Because I think I know what that is, but... Yeah, we already have a marksman rifle on the other side, so I wouldn't want to do that. Well, Falcon, I mean, we have M16A1s, and because 3CB absorbed NI arms. Let me look up a picture. Soviet Union Rifle Squad. I don't know who makes them, but they have really cool images of... Like, if you look up Soviet Union Rifle Squad on Google Images, someone has, like, a whole breakdown from, like, World War II or modern or yada-da. So, okay, that's Russian Federation from 2008 to 2019. Ah, RPGs, yeah. 1950s to 1960s. Let me do 1950. 1960s to 1970s. That's still modern. Well, two 1960s. 60s would include 1969 because 545 came out later. So they actually had an RPD instead of a PKM in the rifle squad. But it was mostly just AKMs and then a grenadier with a RPG. So I don't think we have an RPD. The only RPD I know we have RPKs, but RPDs are whatchamacallit. The only RPD I know of is from TSB Assets, and I'm not going to load TSB Assets for that. We got the RPK. And do we have... has this been fixed yet? No, it's still using... That's actually a blessing in disguise. Because even though it uses the raw ammo, it... Huh. Technically, so here's the deal. This is supposed to... These are the raw magazines for the gun. But the game, when RHS updated, it broke the coding, so it coded the RPKs to use the box mags from the PKM. But technically, that shouldn't matter, because if we're having this mirror the 100-round magazines from the M60, this is actually perfect. So technically, I'm going to keep it, because it's... Even though it's a bug, it works. And RHS, I know for a fact, is not going to update for another few months, so I'm good on that sense. And if I find out RHS updates and it breaks that, then we just switch it to the PKM. No harm, no foul. Easy. And based on the theme of what this op is, I'm seeing people say that, you know, there was PPSHs, M3, grease guns, and stuff. Both sides would be sending their best equipment right now. And I'm still debating if I want to do armor, because once you start getting into aircraft and armor, both sides get vastly different. And I have to decide what I want to do. They stopped using RPKs and switched to PKMs? I mean, yeah, that makes sense, because that's when they switched it over, but my question is, did they switch to... Yeah, because if you look it up in future pictures, they switched to the RPK-74 because they switched to AK-74s. Here, I'll mute the music too to explain this. The RPK was meant to be a squad-based machine gun for the rifle squad to use, and that's what I'm basing this off of, rifle squads. The weapons squad would have the PKM, or they would have, actually in Soviet doctrine, they would put the platoon, they'd have a platoon machine gun, and that platoon machine gun would be the PKM. I actually talked with Makarov about this back when I was making a Russian-focused campaign in... oh, God. Chernarus Redux. Like, this was half a year ago. And we ran that campaign for a few months before the player base got bored and I cycled over to something else. So, technically, the RPK would be at the squad level at this point. But you're right. They would have started adding PKMs to the list, but I can't... I'm going to use statics instead because I still have to mirror everything. Like, I can't give the Russians a platoon-based machine gun and not give the U.S. a platoon-based machine gun. You know, I still want to have some mirroring across everything. Especially when it comes to, I want both sides to have the even amount of players for this operation, because even though both sides are going to have different weaponry, both sides I still want to keep even, if that makes any sense. as even as I can get, because as I already said, the player base, it's going to get super uneven when I start adding vehicles because of frickin'... we'll get there when we get there. Size is going to be around 80 to 90 players, if not up to the 100 mark that I have. This is going to be 2 full platoons with vehicle support. This is... Falcon, this is an MCO. They get up to 90 players. So each side's going to have probably 3 rifle squads, a weapon squad with statics, a platoon team, and then vehicle support, which I'm going to try to keep around the 8-player mark per group. But we'll see. Yeah, no, Falcon, they're designed, like, the ones before were, you know, up in the 80s. I mean, the World War II MCO got up to 85. But we slotted about 93 slots. So that's why I also am picking this map specifically, because there's not a lot of buildings, it's just terrain and trees, and that's perfect for keeping the frames low. But now I'm back to thinking about, we need AT. I'm actually going to switch these guys around because he has his hands out. So this would be the RPG. We'd have a V, and then... I need to look up warheads here. So, entered service 1961. So it's good, I just need to know what type of warheads it used. Because I know the RPG 7v2, that specific model, wasn't used until 2001, but now we run into the issue of no one has an exact... Well, actually... I could use the vanilla one, because it's compatible with all these warheads. So, no, that would actually work. Yeah. Yeah, no, that would work. Because the damage is done by the warhead, not the actual weapon. So that number is invalid.
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
And then I'd probably pair it against the Maz or the Carl Gustav. But we can just give it basic rounds for now. I don't know if anyone finds any... The warhead is 7V. I mean, I don't think we have... Yeah, no, it will be 7V. Okay, yeah. It's not a PvP MCO, it's more of a faction V, like 2 factions working against each other to achieve a similar goal against a third-party faction. Now, one quick question I'm going to have is... I think this is going to be out of my range, but I think the RPG-18 I could actually do. That's the older one. 1972. Fuck. I imagine the 26 is even more modern. But I'll still look at it just in case. Yeah, 1985. What about the 75? Probably not. Even though that thing is like literally a piece of shit. 75 came out in 75. You know, that makes a lot of sense when you think about it. That's the most modern one because that's a thermobaric warhead. I don't think the Russians had. Okay. Interesting. Neither side is going to have AA, except, I mean, I could technically use the blowpipe, but then I'd have to have Russian equivalent, which I don't, because it would only be the Igla. So there would be no squad size AA. Sorry, I'm knee-deep in research right now. I'll check chat again in a second. The M72 was 63, so that would be a thing. That might actually be how I even it out, but... Decisions. If I give the RPG guys only one warhead, but... Let me look at the mods real quick. No, I want the frickin' Carl Gustav. There we go. Yeah, 48. M2 Maz 1964. Now, obviously, this is... Yeah, so this is the M3 model, which was 91, but... I mean, that's the closest I'm gonna get, you know? Unless, no, 3CB Factions doesn't do anything except the blowpipe. And then I know for a fact the SMA is, yeah, 84. I could just be a massive troll and give them plans or fusts instead. Yeah. An MCO is a multi-community operation. It's where we get, you know, anywhere from 70 to 90 players to do stuff. Dream, I'll just, let's get me some chicken nuggets or something. I'll make 1035. Yeah, I could say, let me look up the RPG-18 again. Let me see when it was designed. Because then you're right, I could stretch it and say it's experimental. So it was in service in 1972, but come on, give me a design date. Oh, it actually doesn't say when it was designed. That's because the article's a little limited. But if it entered service in 1972... Let me look at the M72 law again. How long was it designed for until it entered service? Oh, they also don't know. Huh. Solid rocket propulsion was developed in 1959, and production of the weapon began in 1963. So technically, with that being a 4-year gap...
So, let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
Yeah, I could get away with that. For the sake of keeping it even. Here, we'll put the American equivalent of every gun in front. That way it mirrors quite well. I put a scope on that RPG, so technically I can also put the Carl Gustav scope on it. Take his handgun away, because otherwise he'll have his handgun out instead of the launcher. And then, yes, technically this is like the most modern M72 we have, but the only other one I know of is from a different mod, like a Swedish Armed Forces pack mod. Or I guess there's also one in GM, but again, GM. I know Russian articles say early 1960s, but you also have to... nah, I mean, I can just use that as an excuse. Fuck it. Yeah... I mean, both will act as an HEAT warhead, so it's fine. I'm trying to think now. Let's do statics. So let me look at RHS. I'm thinking now for the weapons squad. I have not tried the bridge layer, but I have seen it used in ops. It's pretty cool. Would it be a DHSK? Or would it be a Cord? Because I know 3CB has standing Dishkas, but not RHS, which is weird. Oh, wait, yes, they do under Gref. Okay, cool. Actually, I think I remember looking this up for the Mushadin one. The Cord was actually, like, super modern. Like, even with the NSVD. Yeah, 1998. It's super fucking modern. That was, like, around when I was born. Fuck. And then the NSV was 1971, which would actually be 2 years after, so I can't do anything about that. So yeah, it would be Dishka. When did the metas come out? Because I don't have access to a Fajat, because that's GM only. Oh, fucking 92? No, that means the toe is going to be out. Yeah, 1970. What was it? Finished designs in 1968. Because I know we have the SPG-9. Or because we're using these, we can just have the RPGs at the weapon squad level, and that can completely negate that. Yeah. I'm just gonna put this down for a hot second. Let me look. Actually, no, I need to look if there's even any... Of course, yeah, some blue 4 factions, but there's no... Really? It's all under turret? Yeah, there wouldn't be any American dumbfire rocket. Ooh, we could do GMGs. When was AGS? Yeah. Okay, not AGS 30, AGS 17. 1970. Fuck. Fuck. Where's the RPG 18 again? 1972. Okay, you know what? Guys. Well, actually, let me, I know the M16A2 didn't enter service till the 80s. Let me look up the AK-74 for a second. When did you enter service? 74. Well, actually, no. Before I do it, let me look something else up. Mark 19 was 68. Okay, I mean... we don't have a Dash 17. It's only the... It would only be the AGS 30, but I mean, that compared... Let me look at it compared to a Mark 19. Like, it should be even for the most part. Oh, they get a scope for theirs. I don't think there's any way I can remove it. Soviet bias. I mean, it's a fucking GMG. It's not like it's gonna matter. Okay, so watch this, guys. Why? Duh. wait. Here. Remember, I'm a god. I can do whatever I want, so... It's now 1970. Easy. Yeah, so these on the weapon squad side. So we could actually have... Yeah, no, I'm liking this. Now, let me look up again. I'm going to go ahead and delete all the tabs I just made for looking up weaponry. So a Soviet rifle squad. This was a motorized squad with a BTR. Fuck it. I guess let's do weapon helicopter stuff. So... I don't think UH-60s were a thing till the 80s, if I recall correctly. Yeah, 79 was when it entered service. It was started production 1974. So that means we have UH-1. And this is where you're going to start seeing the bias of air power here. Because on one side, you're going to have a Huey, but on the Russian side, you're going to have... the big boy. So you get that, and then the gunship as well. Which, actually, I'm not going to do any soul transport. We're just going to do the gunship version, and then the MI-8. Which, if I want to keep it open, we'd have one pod on each side. So let me look that up. Which I think they only come in dual pods. And then she's got the two guns on the sides to mirror the PKTs mirror the 240 Bravos, which honestly are just fucking M60s. So like I said, this is where things get a little different, but I'll probably give them smaller pods. I'll have to do some research into that. But The issue is this thing can carry double the amount of people, if not triple, that this thing can. So... this is where the bias starts kicking in. But it is a larger target, you're right. There was a CCO I was a part of, I believe CCO 8, where it was like, it was a direct PvP US versus Soviets, and it got messy because the US equipment was so much better than the Soviet equipment. That's okay. Do the US have any... do I even want to do gunships? I don't think so, because that's going to throw the balance a little out of whack. I'm fine with doing these, though, as the pure air support. We can say that neither side was able to mobilize it just yet. Plus, that lets me keep the player count low for the helicopters themselves. Which should be fine. Ground VIX, though, is a really big question because... yeah, it would be possible to go with both. So, with that in mind... this is where... no, we actually do have the LAVs and stuff we can take from the US side. It's just pairing that to BTRs. The BTR 70 came out in like 74. So they would be 60, so I have to figure out what would pair with it. Yeah, 72? No, I don't want the Abrams. Give me the fucking Bradley. Yeah, 81 now. So, what was... do we have armed Bradleys in this mod pack? I actually don't think we don't. So it would be a 113. So this is where the Americans get a little shafted. I think the best we could do is pair an M113 with a BTR-60. I don't want to do gunships, because gunships completely change the balance of the AO. So yeah, and let's be honest, the Cobra would outperform an Mi-24 in almost every scenario. Yeah, and we can also put Mark 19s on it. That versus a BTR. What would pair against a BTR 40? Yeah, the issue is I don't have any good American armor to counter. Because, I mean, let's just look at 3CB for a second, because they have some of their own stuff. So early and late, all I really have... there's no way the AAVP is early. Bullshit.
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
Hold on. What's that designation? 7A1.
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
No way. Yeah, 72. I mean, I guess you could consider that early Cold War, but little out of my range. for what I want to do. I could bump the date up. See, if I bump the date up a few more years, though, then I have to start equipping the Russians with 74s and changing the weapon style. So I want to stick to this, you know? Regardless, Patch, thanks, Patchwork Paladin, thanks for the tier 1 sub, my man. We don't have BTR 50s, but regardless, hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Yeah, BTR 60 was 59, I guess. My personal definition of the Cold War, like, it starts literally after World War II if you really think about it, but, I mean, to each their own. That's where people can argue about things, but I don't really have something to equalize the BTR 40 as a, you know, an armed, like, transport Vic. Unless I arm the gun trucks, which I could. Yeah, I mean, they have greater transport in the air. The Americans have greater transport on the ground. Actually, that resonates with me.
Send in goat team.
Is it perfect?
6.
No. But is this going to be perfect? No. But again, it's not meant to be direct PvP. I'm actually going to say this is not meant to be PvP. You're not meant to shoot at each other.
Send in goat team.
You're just working against each other. We have M60s versus T72s. Ah, that would be funny.
Send in goat team 6 now.
All right, I'm going to look it up just
Send in goat team.
Just want to see the
6
date for the
now.
M60 tank. 59.
Send in goat team 6 now.
47. I don't have a T62 though. That would be a little bit better if I had a T62, but we don't. We have T55s, we don't have T62s. So, I mean, again, considering I already have said multiple times the vehicle balance isn't going to be the same, but I think a T55 and a T60 would be okay. My one issue, though... No, actually, if they both use the MSRs to get up, it just means that the final area is going to have to be up here, and it can't be reserved there. But then again, I could have multiple areas, so the tanks would have to outperform each other. Maybe. I'm going to put it down for now, but I'm going to resend it if I can't find the use for it. That'll be like one of the first things I cut if I don't have enough slots. But Karina, thanks for the 5 gift subs. If you've got a sub from Karina, make sure you thank him/her. I hope you all keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. So yeah, for now, let's do an M60
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
and a T-dash. I like just to see what comes up, but yeah, we only have the 55s, unfortunately. We have like a shit ton of 72s and 80s, but those are a little over where we want to go. We got T-15. Oh yeah, I forgot RHS added the T-15. Definitely. Oh yeah, and they also have T-90s. I think I remember actually looking into that one a while ago on one of their updates. Yeah, so the T-55, you have to also consider it's a cup model, so it's going to be a little on the tanky side, but it's fine. Is there a T-55 that actually has a machine gun for the commander? Because I actually don't see one. So instead I could just give a fucking PKP to the commander to use as the turret for the memes. Yeah, right, MTLBs. This op will be run in 2 Sundays. So in about 10 or 11 days. I could do the MTLB instead of the BTR-60, but that would only give it a 7.62 machine gun instead of an anti-material round weapon. And that would mean the 113 would completely outperform the MTLB, and I don't want that. However... I do want, like, a ZU-23. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find an AA Vic for the Americans, though. See, you gave me the idea, and you're saying, oh, fuck no, but actually, everything considered, I do need some form of AA. The question is, where am I going to find that on the US side? I don't think I am. Unless I make, like, some weird, crazy custom composition, you know? That's what kind of bugs me. I don't have any quad 50 cal weapons. I could make one with some heavy scripting, but I don't really trust it. Yeah, we don't have the M163, though. Do we? No. I know we do have some weird shit in 3CB AAF, though. But, I mean, that's just ZU-23s. Yeah. So I don't think we're going to have it, but yeah, it means AA is going to be a little interesting. So it just means that the BTR and the 113s are going to be that AA support, you know? Real quick, I need to see how many people fit in this. It can fit 8. Yeah, so squad size is probably going to be around 8, but we'll see what happens. Humvee with a minigun, but they weren't a thing yet. Plus, I don't actually think I have something like that. Give a 113 commander with an epilator. That would be pretty damn funny. Oh god, all my DMs blew up again. Oh, speaking of, when did I release that? When did I release the Splendid Squad video? How many hours ago? Oh, okay, no, I still have another hour to release stuff. Cool. Yeah, for a platoon with some armor support, yeah. Because the BTRs can also store, like, 2 squads on it, so... I know what it needs. I know exactly what we still need. And it's really simple, but you wouldn't think to do it unless you've actually done this for a while. The Triple R Vic. Ooh, wait. No, this is perfect. Because I've gotten in a new habit for giving Triple R players something additional to do. Scud launcher. Where's the... Are they under car? Oh, yeah, it would be under car. I'm not going to do recon assets. I don't think we have the player count for it in terms of what I want to do here. So we'll do a repair. Now I need to look this up. To be 14 was in the 80s? Really? Really? But artillery's always been a concept. No. Wait. How would that work? How would that actually work, though? I want to know. RSB 70. I think that's an... Yeah, no, it's a Javelin platform with a sit-down. But... Where is it? Where is it? What's its designation? Come on, game.
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
11982. What do you mean 89? Oh, fuck off. I can't get what I want. I wanted to mirror artillery on both sides, but the D30 is relevant, but I can't get a, I can't find an American equivalent that fits for the time period. Plus, I wouldn't want a full-on artillery piece. I'd want something mobile like a mortar. What's the USAF equivalent, though? Oh god, it's 2:30. I gotta wrap this up soon. I promised some people I'd play Homeworld in a bit, because we haven't played in like a week and a half. No, we played last like Tuesday or Wednesday. What's the M252? That was until 87. Here's what I might do. Because mortars have been around forever. So what if I just put a vanilla mortar on either side, no artillery computer, and I make it even? You know? Because, yeah, the M29 was early on, but we don't have that specific model, but we've already been doing stuff to mirror everything. So I'm just going to say, fuck it. And again, I can cut this later. This is just me templating right now, but just put a fucking mortar on both sides. Because that also gives supply something to do. Because again, we're going to remove the artillery computer. I want them to actually spot the rounds in, but both sides would have 81 or 60 millimeter mortars, and we can make it work. Well, I want to put the GMGs on the platoon-sized elements. Let's get rid of all of that. Let's also save this file, just in case something bad happens. I don't really need to save it, because all this I, remember, and I can just respawn in, like, 5 minutes. But this is just, again, the research phase of an MCO. And I'm glad I could share it with you guys. But, I mean, anytime I do a new campaign, for example, where I'm building a faction, and I want it to be historically accurate, this is the process. Now, I'm thinking for the sake of argument here, I'm gonna put a transport truck down for both sides, just to keep things even. I'm gonna put this down for a second. I don't think the Russian side has a good equivalent, so I might... Tunguska! Yeah, I don't want to do, like, dedicated artillery, because I know for a fact if things boil over, they're just gonna start shelling each other. I'm gonna laugh my ass off, but, it's not the point of the AO. Fuck it, yeah. That's not the transport variant, though. Also, when I can, I should pull from RHS. Light Scout Vic, and then we can put the HMG Mud on the other side. I am working on a potential PvP artillery idea for FNF, but it's not on my main to-do list right now. All right, last thing I want to look at. A Soviet motorized infantry squad meant to be attached to the BTRs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units, but they have a marksman at the squad level. Then again, that's the early 80s. I'm looking at the wrong one. Yes, all right, so the 60s and, yeah, the 50s and 60s ones, which, fuck it, I'll use, would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players per. I might remove a rifleman to make it 8, but what would be U.S. Rifles Squad 1970s? (1967 to 1970). They had a grenadier with a thumper. When did the GP25 system come out? 1978. So I might not allow a grenadier-style weapon. I might just leave that at the platoon level. But this was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if I just cut the grenadiers out, then it would work. I'm probably going to have to rework it, though. So here's Army Rifle Squad example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But it has 2 grenadiers in it, but it has a guy with an M60. And that's what we would mirror. So let me think. Let's do some math here. So 3 rifle squads, a 10-man weapon squad, that would be 8, 24, 34. Plus the command team, which would have to have a GC, a 2IC, a JTAC, and we're making marksmanship at the platoon level. Or should we just throw it in the weapons squad since we're doing 10-man things? Fuck it, we'll put it at the weapons squad. So it's command should just be command assets. So ground command, 2IC, JTAC, platoon medic. So that would be 38. And then 2 sets of pilots. So that would be 42 for pilot, co-pilot, pilot, co-pilot. And then resupply, 44 for a driver and a mortar gunner. And then a tank crew on each side, which would be driver, gunner, commander. Driver drives, gunner guns, commander commands. So 47. Let me mirror that on the other tank too, because I said this would be like the first thing to cut out. You know, I'm not gonna add the loader because the loader is kind of a dud slot. Yeah, the commander controls that gun. And that would mean they're forced to use the 113s at the squad level, which is actually fine because most of them are going to be riflemen. Which means this would be 47 times 2, which would be a 94-person mission file. Plus my Zeus slot would equal 95. With this, I guess, the intentional ground command vehicle. Yeah. Yeah. I'm happy with that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and save that there. Going to make a note about everything here, but again, I think that's a good balance. 1 tank, 2 helicopters, 3 rifle squads, a weapons squad, command vehicle, resupply vehicle. I think that's good. What about using a 113 for U.S. command? That would mean I'd have to have an equivalent for the Russian forces. But again, like command, they can take a BTR or the UAZ or the 113 or the MUT. Like, I'm giving them the choice. I'm just going to say, hey, okay, you have 2 resupply Vics, you have 2 mortars, you have 4 BTRs with 2 in storage, so 6 BTRs or 6 113s, a certain amount of transport Jeeps. I might actually make it 4 BTRs because the Jeeps are the transport. 2 BTR 40s, 2 gun trucks, and then 3 tanks. Because respawning vehicles with that many players usually lags the server. And then the helicopters, you know, you only have X amount of that too. So we just make a base with all the vehicle assets ready to go. Yeah. But the whole point of the mission itself is going to be both sides know where they need to go up to a certain point. So Blue 4 is going to spawn here, Op 4 is going to spawn here, Op 4 is going to have stuff to do here, Blue 4 is going to have stuff to do here, and then they're going to have to find intel that tells them the next place to go in here, which both sides might have to go to separate places first, and then from there, there's going to be more places here that they then have to go to, which they don't know about, but by then, they start competing for the same objectives. So it's literally going to be a race of who can get there first. And what I might need to do is incorporate this road's measurements and maybe move these guys up to here instead, because these guys have a straight shot, and then they can just go north, where these guys are going to have to go into Russian territory. So we might actually have the first merger objectives here instead. But that'll, again, balance testing. But again, this is not meant to be a PvP scenario. This is merely 2 separate factions racing each other to get to the same final objective, and the winner is whoever gets there first. Yeah. I'm liking where this is going. I didn't think it would be... I didn't think this would actually be possible for this one, but the more I think about it, the more I realize, like, the only hurdle is going to be this section right here, and how I even it out for the Blue 4 guys to have the advantage. And I got to make sure that the U.S. don't fuck with this tunnel, because it's very easy to barricade that damn thing. But otherwise, that's pretty good. So, like Mario Kart. Not the analogy I would have first chosen, but yeah, sure. Like Mario Kart. Alright, let's give it one more save. I'm going to go play Homeworld and chill with people. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. I might be back later tonight for some other mission development work. Probably New Horizons for tomorrow, but we'll see how things go. But otherwise, cheers, and have a good one. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday.